Big dog, I don't see it. I don't see it happening, man. And the reason I don't see it happening is because right now Cam Newton is not the limiting reactant. What do I mean? When you look at the Patriots, you say, they didn't have no receivers, man. Like N'Keal Harry, he ain't done nothing. Jacoby Myers, he's not really a dude. The running backs got hurt last year. James White was dealing with a tragic family accident. Rex Burkhead was dealing with injuries. Sony Michel in and out of the lineup due to some injuries. They didn't have the guys. So Cam Newton can kind of hide behind that. A little bit of that is truth. Maybe a lot of bit of that is truth. But Cam Newton wasn't the limiting reactant for the Patriots' success. The problem is, even if Bill Belichick were to become a better general manager, he's not a good general manager, let's clear that up. Great head coach, bad GM. Even if he were to become a great general manager and have all this talent around Cam Newton, we would still be wondering, wait a second, why aren't the Patriots good? Because now Cam Newton would be the limiting reactant. And the real point is very simple. Cam Newton's last year wasn't as much of an outlier as it was the norm. Cam Newton has high highs, but he has some low lows. But then you got to figure out, what is the median? Cam Newton, touchdown to interception ratio since 2016. He's still third worst in the league. Sam Darnold, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Cam Newton. Jameis Winston has a better touchdown-interception ratio than Cam Newton. Blake Bortles, third stringer right now, has a better touchdown-interception ratio than Cam Newton since Cam went to the Super Bowl. So let's make no mistake about it. Cam's last season wasn't necessarily an outlier as it was the norm. If Cam can get back to his incredibly high highs, I'm all for Cam Newton. The question is, I don't know that he can, more so because of his physical injuries than anything else.
Whew. I believe that Cam is the future. Thank you. The Patriots are going to bounce back with Cam Newton at quarterback. I don't want to be a hypocrite, though. But it sounds like my boy wants to be one, and Emmanuel Acho. I mean, your belief in Carson Wentz in Indy, and then your disbelief in Cam Newton in New England is a little head-scratching right here. Like, there's a little more of an allegiance and loyalty to the potential in one place than the other place. I remind you that the New England Patriots will have $60+ million to spend to build a team around Cam Newton. I remind you, that could be $80+ million, depends on roster moves internally. I remind you that everyone, as you said, the whole nation is living through a misnomer. And one misnomer is that Bill Belichick's not a great GM. What? How many times did they go to the Super Bowl?
What's that got to do with that?
But you want to give me Pro Bowlers.
Head coach.
Hey, whatever ingredients you give Bill Belichick, and he gave himself those ingredients, he knew how to cook them. So I just kind of have to push back on that. But let's talk about Cam Newton, why this will work. He didn't have any continuity. Remember, it was June, July, when Cam Newton first was brought on to this team. Not even in the building. Remember, it was virtual. No preseason. And then he goes to a system that was designed by Bill Belichick, Charlie Weiss, Josh McDaniels, and Tom Brady. At 20 years, imagine going into somebody, you ever date somebody who's been in a long-term relationship? First, you're trying to get to know them, but before you get to know them, you got to get through them bad habits of the last relationship. You're like, yo, who were you with? And the longer they were with them, the worse them habits are to break. That's the situation in New England. A 7-9 team that lost 4 close games. So that's 11-5. Woo! They are that close. And that's why we're talking about this right now. They can bounce back if you look at that situation. Now let's talk about what Cam Newton possesses. Last year, you know who had the highest completion percentage on downfield throws, 20+ yards or more? It wasn't Deshaun Watson. He was second. Cam Newton, are you kidding me? Cam Newton led the league in a category that nobody wants to give him credit for because no one wants to look that deep into the details of how Cam Newton was thrown to the wolves but still survived. Look forward to seeing what Greg Jennings has to say about it. So, Greg, could the Patriots bounce back with Cam Newton at quarterback like I just said? Yes, yes, yes? No?
Absolutely not. What are you talking about? And I'm gonna jump right in there on you, Marcellus, because you talk about Cam Newton and his lack of continuity. Was there another quarterback that happened to win the Super Bowl that went to a different team that had some success but didn't have the continuity, that was in a different environment, that was in a different offense?
Too much truth, Greg. Too much truth.
That was working with a lot of different personnel. Was there anybody that you could think of that had a similar type of situation? Oh, that would be Tom Brady. That would be Tom Brady. Look, I'm going to cut straight to the case. Give me that full screen one time, fellas.
One time.
Look at these numbers. Look at these numbers. Just look at these numbers before I even start talking about it. Take a real big drink and gulp of what you're looking at. Passing yards, 177. You talked about down the field. You didn't give us those numbers. How many passes did he throw down the field? Now, I know it sounds like I'm just jumping on Cam Newton because I am, but it was a lot of other variables that goes into this. Passing touchdowns, 8. He didn't have the personnel, but he didn't elevate the personnel that he did have. Passing the touchdown in a ratio. Look, Acho, you touched on all these numbers. So you can remove the full screen. Cam Newton is not getting better. He's not progressing. He's regressing. And when you look in this division alone, look at what they're doing in Buffalo. That team is not regressing. They have progressed. They have literally bounced themselves above, literally leapfrogged the New England Patriots at quarterback, personnel, all around the entire team. Then you look down in Miami, a team that they did beat in the opening week of the season, but gratefully they played them in week 1, because had they played them later in the season, they probably would have took their second loss to the Miami Dolphins. And they have a different type of quarterback situation too. But when you look at quarterback play, your quarterback has to be the staple. And Cam Newton right now is in question, regardless of all the lacking pieces. And I know there are many that lack around him. But Acho, you said it. Even if he had some great complementary pieces around him, I just don't see where the production is coming from for Cam at this stage in his career.
I just understood why there exists the confidential marital communications privilege. What that is, y'all remember, it doesn't allow you, or it keeps you from having to testify against your spouse. Because this hurts me, Marcellus.
What? I ain't married to you.
I got so much love for Cam Newton.
Oh.
Gee, you do too.
Like,
this hurts me as if someone having to testify against a spouse. You did it. Because I'm like, Cam Newton, you're guilty. You're guilty. Sal, we want to compare Cam to Carson, and I get it. We want to, but since 2016, Cam Newton has 73 touchdowns. Even Carson got 113.
Damn, Carson.
Since 2016, Carson has 50 interceptions, but even Cam got 54. Help me, please. I don't want to have to testify against Cam Newton, but he's guilty, Your Honor. Guilty.
You know what? Y'all are stupid and smart. Dang, y'all are going here. So since we gonna go to this place, let's do this. I have to be the one that defends Cam Newton right here, and I'm not a public defender, y'all. I'm high price when I come out with my defense of Cam Newton. Let's start off with the question marks about his durability. He started 15 games this season, Your Honor. Oh, let's go with the accusations of his accuracy and those concerns. 66% this year, Your Honor. Oh, what about the concerns of him declining in athleticism? You know those running quarterbacks. Your Honor, he rushed for 12 touchdowns, the most since his rookie season, and he also caught a touchdown. Tell me another quarterback out there catching touchdowns. I know a couple. Oh, let's talk about the fact that he's getting a little long in the tooth. Your Honor, I will retort with Ryan Tannehill and Russell Wilson as others that are mobile quarterbacks that still can play well at the age of 32. Oh, what about that he can't throw down the field? I already spoke on that, Your Honor. You're not paying attention up there. I said he had the highest completion percentage on downfield throws, Your Honor. I'm not in contempt. You just not listening, old man. Okay. Now, Your Honor, I want to go to Exhibit A. I have a full screen right here. Just comparing Cam Newton to some other franchise quarterbacks, or at least starters, or people that were begged to not retire, but they still did. Cam Newton, 20 total touchdowns rushing and throwing. And I add one for the receiving. That would make it 21. And 11 giveaways. Not bad, 65, 66%. Let's look to the right. Jared Goff. Boy, that boy making a lot of money, and he is the future in Detroit. Well, look at those numbers. Get him, Cam. What about Phillip Rivers? Don't retire, Phil. Don't coach high school. Look at those numbers. Cam right there. Carson Wentz. Here we go, Acho. Here we go, 21-19 and 57. And you telling me that Cam Newton on a rebuild team in New England with the greatest coach of all time can't get another moment, Your Honor? Your Honor, stop laughing. The defense rests.
Hey, G, I gotta go, G. I gotta go.
Hold on. Mine is quick.
What?
Acho, did you notice that all of those players have something in common on that full screen?
What's that?
None of them are with the current team that we saw them with this past season. Cam, it's over, buddy. The Eagles, bye, Carson Wentz. Phillip Rivers, I'm done, man. I don't even feel like doing this no more. Jared Goff, he was no longer wanted with the Rams. Go ahead, Acho.
The
jury has reached a conclusion.
No, we have not, Your Honor.
They found Carson Wentz guilty of being sorry. They found Jared Goff guilty of being sorry. They found Phillip Rivers guilty of being sorry.
Say one more name.
Unfortunately,
Carson Wentz?
They found Cam Newton guilty of being sorry.
Don't go to break yet, because I never, Your Honor, if I may give you Exhibit B, this is called self-hate right here, Your Honor. When I look at Your Honor, imitation is the greatest form of flattery, Your Honor. I don't know. I think that the prosecution is a little envious of the defense. The defense rests.